Like Halloween and Christmas, you can always count on new Call of Duty and new Battlefield. This year's edition is called Battlefield Hardline, and things are a little bit different. This isn't a military shooter that we're playing per se. This is a full-on game of cops and robbers. What'd you think of this one?
Well, you know, I was a little worried about this. I mean, not overly worried. I didn't have anxious. I didn't lose nights of sleep.
You worry about a lot of things.
Well, no, I felt like maybe this was Battlefield jumping the shark. I thought maybe this was the end. In this case, I was wrong. This turned out to be wonderful. I think the single-player experience here, without a doubt, the best single-player of any Battlefield game that I've played. I can't believe how...
Except for the Bad Companies.
Listen, I'm still talking.
I know, but I have to interrupt you because you're forgetting Bad Companies, and those are both great games.
This game here, I care so much more about the characters. I'm so much invested in the world of Miami, the virtual Miami that you're driving around in, that you're shooting in. I like the fact that you don't have to be so violent when you play the game either.
That's cool too. Yeah, I really appreciated that as well. There is this sense in the single-player campaign that you're playing a cop and you have to take down criminals. Now, you get into a lot of firefights, but it's way more enjoyable to take them down and cuff them and knock them out, basically. They have little Z pattern, very comic booky zzz. They're asleep as they're waiting to be hauled off to the police station.
All the little choices that they made. The writing is great here. The voice acting is great.
They're real actors. But I think one of the issues that I had with the writing is that when you start to throw in actors of this caliber, you compare them to the best cop dramas that are on television, and this still felt a little stereotypical and a little...
And you could feel them wanting to be compared to the best cop dramas on television. There are lots of great cop dramas on television for sure, but I still think maybe it's a baby step, but it's still a step forward for cop dramas in video games. And yes, you're right, it lapses into a lot of cliches. We're going to places that we've been to before. We're doing things that we've done before, but I still kind of felt myself falling in love a little bit. Yes, love with these characters.
Hi, look at me. Hi, stay with me.
I think where this excels once again, even though it lapses into familiarity, is in the cops and robbers multiplayer modes. And it's really because even though you're doing very similar things to capture the flag type things or capture the territory or grab something and run kind of things that you've done in previous Battlefield,
that's right.
This time there's more weight because you're actually seeing dollars fly out of the money bags as the robbers are trying to run away. And it's fun chasing those guys as the cop, and it's really fun being the guy with the money bag or trying to protect the guy with the money bag, because it just feels almost like a scene out of the beginning part of The Dark Knight, you know, with the Joker's caper in there or something.
I think that's the challenge, too, with all of the multiplayer options out there, and one of them, of course, is Advanced Warfare. You have to distinguish yourself somehow, and I think the little details you've mentioned, too, so far, the Z's above the sleeping bodies, and the money flying out of the bags, literally, as you're playing the game, those are the things that you walk away from the game still thinking about, still remembering, and those are the things that really bring this game to life. I'm surprised that this is so good. This was written by Tom Bissell, who's been a writer in the business for a long time, and it's made by Visceral Games, who of course pioneered everything with the Dead Space series. Terrific job, and terrific job here. I can't believe that the Battlefield franchise has gone in this direction and made it look so easy.
Yeah, and it's fun too. I mean, the vehicle physics are different than the sort of tanks and jeeps that you've been driving around in the Battlefield games. Now you're in sort of muscle cars and stuff, or cop cars chasing everything, or paddy wagons. This is super fun, absolutely. I still feel like Call of Duty took my heart in the ongoing battle between Call of Duty and Battlefield, but this is absolutely one of the better Battlefields I've played in a long time.
Can I score it?
Yeah, what do you give it? Gets an 8.5 from me.